Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, for episode 280 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, you know why 280 is a special number for the Massenomics podcast? Well, my high school football number was 79. 80 is just one more than 79.
Yep.
And this is 280. So
okay, 201 more than your high school football. Of course. God, yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, so real special number.
I feel kind of dumb not thinking of that right away.
I mean, once you hear it, it's like, oh, yeah, that's why it's special.
I always remember Tanner's high school football number.
And then this is 201 more than that. So. Or I like to think of it as just one more plus 200.
Yeah, that works too.
Then it's really special.
One more plus a 2, but the 2's on the front.
The front, yeah.
Yeah, simple math.
Yeah. And just makes it very important.
Everything's important.
You know what else is important?
Those damn ads.
Yeah, those GDAM ads. And Fusion Sports Performance supplements, they're very important. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with the top quality products, those top shelf products. They offer 2 pre-workout options. They got the Super Soldier, they got the Mad Titan. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. Both are favorites among strength sport athletes. They also have Fusion Whey Protein Isolate, which not only tastes great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carbs, depending on the flavor. They have Healing Factor Post-Workout, which combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym and build and recover fast. I can vouch for all of these products. I've used them all, and I'm the better for it.
I'm kind of a protein guy myself, Tanner.
Yeah. The
chocolate of some sort is my preferred
is that your go-to flavor?
Yeah.
Other thing, most orders are shipped within 1 business day, so that's good. And every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use our discount code. It's MASS, M-A-S-S. That'll save you 20% on your entire order. Mm-hmm. You could order. So if you ordered $10,000 worth of supplements.
You're not going to do this mental math now, are you?
You would save 20%.
Oh, is there a calculator up there, Tanner?
Yeah, you would save
and just throw around zeros and ones like that?
What did I say? 10,000. You'd save $2,000.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
Impressive.
That's a lot of savings.
It's a lot of savings. Think about that. It's like a down payment on a car right there.
That is.
On like a 96 Civic.
That's
take
like
right off the lot.
House payment. That's like a 2x4 with today's lumber prices. Am I right?
Not some. A 4x8 and a 2x4. There you go.
Yes. So yeah, check out the FusionSportsPerformance.net. Actually, FusionSP.net. But who's counting other than Fusion SP?
Other than them, no one's counting. And the people that want to go there.
Yes. So Tommy, we ended up with quite a few things on our list this week.
We did. The list, we think we got it under control. Then you say a few things and boom, the list is now out of control.
Yeah, all of a sudden the list, it almost starts to run away from you.
It does.
Let's start off with a fun South Dakota trivia fact. Do you know what the tallest building in South Dakota is?
Well, is this like a Fusion SP ad?
Do you know what's in your tallest building in South Dakota?
Well, I do now because we were just discussing this before the show. I didn't 5 minutes ago, but I do now.
So it is what the
was it the CenturyLink Tower?
CenturyLink Tower, yeah, the CenturyLink Tower,
which is very surprising.
Yeah. How many stories is it?
I got to get it right now. Okay.
So if you're at home, Google tallest building in South Dakota. It's kind of a meme floating around right now. A few people sent it to us.
So it is in Sioux Falls, which is our biggest city, which makes sense. That does seem like a logical place to find it. But tallest building, 174 feet, 11 stories. Not exactly a tall building, is it?
Well, and the picture that goes along with the meme, like the way the windows are, it maybe only looks like half that many stories.
Yeah, because
so it's really
I think
confusing.
I think they double up the windows like per story. So yeah, it looks
really
like it looks like it's a 6-story building.
Yeah, I don't think and they say it's the meme says the tallest building. Like I'd say it's the tallest building that is made to house people. There's other structures.
Yeah, like there's definitely structures that are way taller than that.
Yeah.
I mean, every town has a grain elevator. That's
Exactly.
got to be taller than that, I would assume.
Yes, I think so.
So yeah, not tallest building, but I would have never guessed that though.
Yeah.
I guess
I wouldn't have known what it was.
I would have assumed something in Sioux Falls, but I also would have assumed something taller too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be Sioux Falls, right? I mean,
but then again, I have a pretty tall building in my hometown, Tanner. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Is it a windmill or something?
No, well, right next to the window, there's like an 8-story building there.
Oh, what is it?
Well, it was formerly an insurance building.
Okay.
But
but the windmill's pretty tall, isn't it?
Oh, this is way taller than the windmill.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really tall. It makes no sense why it's there, but
Okay.
that's what these insurance company built like a skyscraper in the middle of nowhere. It's
Huh. So is it separated into other things now?
yeah, it's been a thing because it's one of those things where, when you have a booming business in the 70s, eventually that's going to leave a very small town and make its way to the coast. And I think that's where it's at now. But yeah, it's lived its life as like each floor was like one floor was like a call center. Then you had like a different insurance agency on one floor and then something else on another. And now last I heard, I think some people bought the top floor to live on it. And I don't know what's on the other floors. So
what do you think that might be taller than the tallest building here in our hometown?
That wouldn't surprise me. It probably is.
I would guess it is.
Yeah, we don't have what's our tallest one here?
I think it's the Federal building.
Yeah, I would either that or that hotel downtown, or the Citizens building
Citizens
there.
Building.
One of those, but those are
like 4 or 5 stories.
Yeah, they're not that tall.
No. Not a big skyline here in Western Northeast.
Not much of a skyline at all. Leaves something to be desired there.
John Meadows passed away this week. That was more news.
I saw that.
World,
yeah, that was.
I don't know that either of us. I mean, I know personally that I wasn't. I hadn't followed John Meadows closely.
I hadn't either, but I mean, he's definitely
aware of him.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those people that you kind of have to be blind to like not have him pop up in your sphere of lifting world.
Really seems like he was pretty universally liked amongst everyone.
That became really obvious. Yeah, on
probably
Sunday when I started seeing those posts.
Speaks to his character or what he was like as a person. We had a couple back and forth with John on Instagram on like in comments, like good, positive, funny things, like him joking around with us on things. I don't think he followed us or anything, but he was on our list of someone we would have liked to get on as a podcast guest
for sure
sometime soon. But yeah, I wouldn't have a lot to say about him just because I didn't follow him closely enough. I know his thing was like the mountain dog diet or like the mountain dog training, that sort of thing. And he was an IFBB pro, and I think he trained like a lot of people
and
to success.
And really jacked.
Yeah. Yes. So he passed away.
Yeah. Wow.
My Instagram feed was flooded with that. It's just like everyone had a picture with him.
Except us. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of missed out on that. Never getting him on the podcast. Got a couple other things, but I'm wondering about getting to a can.
Oh,
just because I'm thirsty. It's selfish reasons here.
No, that's not selfish. That's the right reason to do it.
This is a what's in the can segment, Tommy. I flip the script on occasion. I bring a can, and I did bring a can.
Is it a Purple Kittles bang? I'm just guessing right away, Tanner.
I just wanted to ensure that we didn't have to have a bang for a third week in a row because I wanted something.
I did have to bring Purple Kittles bang to my brother's house last weekend.
Did anyone like it?
And it got passed around, and everyone's face did the same thing. Whoa!
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, well, how much sugar's in here? It's like there's 0.
Like, what is in here then? Okay, so are you ready for this can?
My eyes are closed.
All right, I'm going to pop it over this
My
way
hand.
to you.
Okay.
And I don't think I've had this myself.
All right, so it's definitely not a bubbly. All right, I got a fruit essence right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, there's an essence.
Wow.
I'll tell you this. It's one of those ones I don't think you're going to get it, if that helps you.
Yeah, it's something fruit going on, but I feel like there's a few things happening here.
It's not, you're not going to look at it and say, oh.
It's not sensical.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but it's okay. It's not Sao Paulo, Brazil, or whatever.
It's
that
not
one
that, no.
I mean, it's tasty.
Yeah.
It almost kind of reminds me of a Starburst, honestly. You know, like a pink Starburst kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be my guess. Pink Starburst, which doesn't make any sense, but pomegranate dragon fruit. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good and gather. I think that's Target, isn't it?
It is. Which Good and Gather, that's like the most
It like belongs next to a Live Laugh Love sign.
Yes. Good and Gather. That just, I don't know why that makes me laugh just thinking about that being the name of the brand, like Good and Gather. I'm like,
they're like,
really?
all right, our Target demo here is like housewives.
It's like that
Target.
was totally created in a room somewhere where they're like, just purely like, what can we brand this as that gets them? And they're like, Good and Gather.
Yep.
Like,
so I was stuck between the Live Laugh Love sign and the Gather sign, and I'm like, all right, let's get it.
Yep.
It does make sense.
It is good though. I like this one.
It is pretty good. It's almost this is almost maybe 4 territory for me.
It would be borderline 4 for me.
Yeah. I think I'll go 4 on this.
4 JD Power.
4 JD Powers.
I give it a 4 also. It is very tasty. It's a good one.
Good and Gather.
What's your favorite flavor or color of Starburst? You mentioned that.
I actually do like pink a lot. Now,
is pink your favorite?
Okay, I'm definitely not one of those people that could say what my least favorite one is. I don't have strong enough feelings on Starburst. And actually, my brother and his wife came over to watch a movie a couple weeks ago, and they brought Starburst with them. And that was no lie the first time I had Starburst in several years, I think.
Yeah. I
guess maybe I got like a little, maybe I went somewhere like around Halloween time and someone had like in an office. Yeah. Maybe that's what, but I definitely haven't gone out and bought Starburst. But I don't know. I think pink's probably my favorite. What's it? Pink, yellow, red, orange?
Yes. I haven't had a Starburst in a very long time either, but yellow is absolutely my least favorite.
Really?
Just like yellow, the other 3 are on this level.
Yeah.
All like real close to me. And yellow is like,
say I don't have one
down
of those.
one for me.
No, for me, they're all.
Red, I think, is my favorite. Red used to be my favorite. And then I remember getting into orange a little bit and thinking orange used to be my second to least favorite by yellow. And then the more I had orange, I started to realize, orange is pretty good. I think orange is the most underrated color in the Starburst pack.
I'd really have to get them out again and think.
You should do all 4 of them. I feel like
anytime I'm eating Starburst, it's always a very passive. Like, I need to really focus in on those things.
Someday we'll do an episode where throughout the episode we have one of each 4, and then
people just listen to us just smack away on those things. Yeah,
Starbursts are kind of a unique.
They kind of are actually in the candy world. Yeah.
Like, I guess like kind of like Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, it's kind of a taffy. It's like they kind of stepped the taffy game up a little bit by making even more packaging for it.
Laffy Taffy almost like makes my teeth hurt.
What about Airheads though?
That makes my teeth hurt too thinking about it. No, I forgot. It took me a second to think. So the Airheads are very thin.
Yeah, and they're like
I
don't know, 4, 5, 6 inches long.
And it's so sweet, and it's probably like
but you could get them at the gas station for like
green apple
for like 25 cents. Like, so it's like, you're going with $1 and you get 4 Airheads.
And you're just pretty much like chewing on a chewy ball of sugar.
Yeah, basically. I remember there was the white like unknown flavor. I think it was. I don't think it had a name to it. It was just white.
Yeah, those I did enjoy those, but just that does not sound good to me now.
Yeah, maybe one. For memory's sake, but then after that, I'd be over the Airheads.
You know what's not very good? Tootsie Pops.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Does anyone like those?
I mean, I think people do, but
like the
suckers though. How many suckers have you had in like the last 5 years?
So my kids.
Okay, you have kids. Kids that are at the age of having suckers.
Yeah. So, but there's Dum Dum. What are they?
Yeah.
Dummies or Dum Dums?
Dum Dums, the little ones.
Yeah. Those are around, And every once in a while, just because I wanted to see what the flavor tastes like. And because they're so small, I'm like, yeah, this is actually an appropriate amount for me. Like if I'm to have a sucker, the Dum Dum would be the amount of sucker I would want. Where would you rank the Tootsie Pop versus Dum Dum versus Blow Pop?
See, I'm not a huge gum guy though, bubble gum guy. So
yeah,
like
and
the
that's
blow
disgusting
pop,
gum in the middle.
Oh, it is. It's by the time you get there, your taste buds are already fried from the blow pop, and then it's just like just this like nonsense gum in the middle. But
the Tootsie Pop has...
But also, you also left out to me what is one of the other premier suckers, and that would be the caramel apple sucker.
I thought as soon as you said that, I'm like, I assume he's going to say
I think that's all of them
sucker.
at that point, right? That's every sucker that exists.
What about the chalky ones that like they're at a baseball game? It's like one color on the top and one color on the bottom.
Those ones are good.
Those I do not like.
Oh, really?
I mean, they're fine. I just don't think they're like, they cost like 5 cents a piece.
I always did like those ones. Now that it's been a long time since I had those. Looking back, they probably did suck, but I did like those ones for some reason.
I don't know what those are called, but those are very cheap. Like they never have a wrapper on them.
Yeah, they're just like in a jar. Like they just grab them out of the jar. They're all sitting there.
And weren't they like that? Like one color, they're two.
Yeah,
two-tone.
Yeah, the top half was one color, bottom half was another, and
chalky.
they were more kind of flat and round.
Yeah, and very chalky.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So there is 5 suckers.
There is 5 suckers. Yeah. Might have to come back to the rankings on those.
Yeah. Stay tuned for episode 281 where we rank the suckers.
Where you listen to us suck on suckers. Today's show is brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. And most importantly, they have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. And that's not an exaggeration.
Oh, it's funny you say that. I was just in there earlier this week and I saw those plates.
And
I swear I wanted to go to them.
I know. It's something about them. You go to it.
Yeah,
you can check out their go-to plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com.
Looked like maybe they're getting close to having the old Hondos.
The Hondos, yeah.
Ready.
Hondos. Those...
Keeping it 100, as the kids say.
That is really keeping it 100. Man,
the kids
I will say 100-pound plates are really cool to have. They're also one of those things that are way cooler in theory. I think
they're a gift and a burden.
That's a really good way of putting it. Like, we have a few pieces of equipment that 100-pound plates sit on, like a leg press.
Yep.
They're great on that.
Yes.
They're not easy to move around, though.
No.
And you better hope no one ever puts them face down on the floor.
You get kicked out for doing something like that.
So it's a tough guy plate.
Yeah. There was a bit of, should we talk about the juicy rumor mill stuff that we heard?
Our unpaid interns, our unpaid journalism interns doing some deep digging into the interwebs.
This is all joking aside, this is very interesting rumor or gossip, because we call it that to make sure it's important to know that we don't know if this is a fact or not at this point. And if it was, this would certainly be breaking news, but we don't know if it's true yet or not.
We do not.
But it is a rumor that had been circulating a little bit that we kind of picked up on. Like you said, we always have our ears to the ground for interesting things. And the word on the street is that the company Slingshot could be for sale.
And what is the price? No one knows.
We don't know. But that we don't know. We can't. We're not going on record saying that this is a fact. But it is just a funny. I don't know if it's funny, but it's an interesting bit of information that we had heard that we thought would be interesting to mention.
Yeah, and as the years go by, I think we both mentioned this several times. As the years go by, for some reason, just Slingshot seems to get more and more out of my sphere of what.
Absolutely.
One, that what I pay attention to, and two, like what even pops up in front of me.
True.
And I follow a decent amount of their stuff, and it seems like it's either Instagram decided I don't need to see it anymore, or my brain doesn't even register it. I'm actually not even sure what one it is, but I guess I don't even really know what's going on over there anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's not even like, I hate Slingshot. It's not that. It's like, I just purely don't even know what's happening.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, do they still do a weekly pod? Like, does Mark Bell, does he still do his weekly podcast?
I think so. What's it? Can't remember what it's called.
Not Power Project.
Power Project. I think that's what it is. Yes.
Say Power
Yeah.
Cast.
No, I think they do that all the time. I think they've done hundreds of episodes, probably even.
So that would be interesting. Yeah. If it was for sale, who would buy it?
That would be the question, right?
In my opinion, or in my opinion, in my best guess, it'd have to be a larger company with a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone smaller. I would assume they're going to try and get a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
Has the world hit peak Slingshot?
I think the world has hit peak Slingshot. To tell you that, I mean, yes, I think
I
think the world is beyond peak Sling. I think
peak Slingshot was probably a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably 5 years ago, even at this point.
Yeah.
Like in that.
Well, it is like it's a handy gym tool.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. There's also several other people that make similar things now, and it is one of those things that once you have one that fits you, I know they try and sell you on more, but you really only need one, and they last like forever.
We've got like 3 or 4 hanging in the gym, and
other than if your sizing changes like dramatically.
Yeah.
But there really almost is no reason for once you have one to ever need another.
And also, this could be said for a lot of the very specialty things we buy in the gym, but I don't see those get moved very often.
No. Those are hung over that. Are they still hung over that rack? Where were they?
They're on the other rack.
Okay.
Yeah. We got a new rack.
They're just
really
permanently hanging on a rack. Yeah. Like they don't like they used to get used a fair amount, I feel like. And then it is kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, yeah.
It seems to have fallen, at least anecdotally from what we see and what I see, it seems to have fallen out of favor a little bit. I don't see people utilizing it in their training when I used to, maybe a little more often.
And this is in our very
very limited
world of the Massenomics gym, which is probably more of a powerlifting gym than most places that exist, though. So
yes,
I don't know. There's definitely people that listen to this that still use one, but
and I actually, if you don't have one, I mean, you almost should buy it to try. It's probably
what are they even like $50-$60 bucks?
Yeah, right.
And you'll pretty much have it forever. Like you don't have to worry about it ripping or breaking.
No, actually, like we could. That is what we could speak to, is they've been very durable. Like they haven't changed ever.
Yeah, but I suppose after a few years of that, people do get caught up, and so then Slingshot is they're not really an apparel company, and I don't know. I just don't keep up enough to know what other things they have going on besides the Slingshot hip circle thing.
I don't think we're in the market to buy it. We can go on record if it is for sale. Massenomics,
or are we? This is kind of like an Elon Musk move. You go on air.
We're driving.
Okay, we need to start dogging them. You go on air, dog them, bring the price way down.
I suppose
scare all the other investors away. We'll swoop in, take it to the levels it's never been, Tanner.
Yeah, slap the Lyft logo on there.
The perfect business plan. It's what rich people do all the time. I see it. They manipulate stocks like this all the time. Rich people get away with it.
That's what we're doing.
We're manipulating the market. So I guess that's the
that was the tea, Tommy.
That was you did enlighten me on the tea. So now it'll be interesting to see a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, will we find out anything? And will this be the first place someone heard it?
That you heard
the podcast where they talked about their favorite suckers before. They
also had the juicy tea.
Good and Gather, grapefruit, pomegranate, dragon fruit, and then their favorite suckers before they
dropped that.
Before they figured out if Slingshot is actually being sold or not.
I did have one other thing to bring up on our list here.
There's more?
But wait, there's more. Men fix it. I did see I was eating somewhere today, and like the meme where they it's like a barrel of water.
Oh,
and he just slaps the thing.
Flex Seal.
Yeah, Flex Seal. That's what it was. And I think it was Flex Seal. If it wasn't Flex Seal, it was the same thing. And then while I was eating lunch in a restaurant today, that was on, and I'm like, oh, that's still a thing that
I almost feel
like that still exists.
I almost feel like they're just like, hey, we're just a meme now.
Yeah,
and you just like get it. It's like a gag gift, but also like there's a few people that kind of like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they got to be moving product if they still have ads on TV.
I did see him he was in a operating hot tub with water full in it. And he had it was like troweled onto a scoop, you know, so
as it naturally should be.
Right. And submerging it into the water and like repairing a crack
from
in the hot
the
tub
inside
while it's full of water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that
elaborate,
worked,
but okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna go out on a limb. That doesn't work. You can't submerge it in of my.
This might be some space age material. So, okay, I'm curious now because now that you say it, I'm trying to remember if I just had a crazy dream or if this actually happened, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Flex Steel commercial where he's like a giant walking through skyscrapers, like down a street. Like he's like the same size as the buildings, like a Godzilla Flex Steel spokesman guy.
That's possible because there was something I caught just out of the corner of my eye where he was like mending a giant water tower.
Okay, that would probably
So
make
that
sense
could
because it
all
would
be
be really
related.
weird if you're like, no,
Because it
and I'm
was
like,
the old,
no,
it was the meme thing, only it was a water tower and he
Okay.
was like doing a giant Flex
Because
Steel.
he's like, no, actually, I'm just dreaming about the Flex Steel guy. That'd be kind of weird.
No, I think that there's something to that. I think that might be real.
Okay, yeah, they just got to make those pitches more extravagant. You
No,
know?
but that wasn't the thing I wanted to talk about, although I'm glad we talked about
I
it.
am too.
It was someone messaged me and said, hey, a long time ago, you on one of the episodes you had mentioned you were going to talk about your one what's the phrase, like how do you
This
say that?
one weird
Yeah,
trick?
you're going to talk about this one weird trick to improve your hook grip technique, and I guess I never really did. Probably, do you remember that? Like, that
I
was
remember it being
months
discussed.
ago.
I think we maybe even said something about making it a video too.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, I know you could still do that at some point in time, but I was just gonna let everyone in on my one. Actually, there's two simple tricks, and
Trainers hate him.
Yes, trainers will hate me for it. And joking aside, these I would say two things are what made me be able to do hook grip.
Is it tip 1, get straps? Tip 2, wrap them and use them?
Yes, and then be like, fuck hook grip. Tip 2, fuck hook grip. No, so number 1, utilizing it in training, the thing that was important to me was not volume, but frequency. So
Important to you, like important as in getting better at it? Or?
It is what got me better at it for sure.
So just right, volume versus frequency here.
Yeah, so volume would mean doing all your sets with it for a day.
Yep.
Like say I'm doing 5 sets of 5 and I'm going to do all of them with the hook grip to really train my hook grip. I'm like, I'm getting 25 solid reps in of hook grip.
I'm a glutton for punishment and bring it to me.
And then,
but that's not correct.
That's not what worked for me. And actually that is the opposite of what would work for me, because that is too hard on my
It's too
thumb.
much. Yeah,
There's negative, it starts to have a negative effect after too much volume.
Past the point of recovery.
Exactly. Beyond Mike Israel's maximal recovery.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. So what worked for me is very low volume, but frequency. So doing it every single week, doing it a little bit, but just doing it a very little bit. So I would usually either do my last set, if it was very low rep sets, if it was like 2 or 3 maybe, or what I would really do is my last rep of my last set, just do hook grip.
Oh, so you're only doing like one hook grip rep a week?
Like 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that over time is what built, because anyone that's tried hook grip and has that feeling like, holy shit, that hurts.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I can do that.
You're like,
hurts with
okay, I can't double overhand anymore.
Yeah.
I guess we're hook gripping the rest of the workout.
Yeah, yeah.
Been there, tried that.
No, and what I would actually do, I would at least get 2 reps in, because I would take like whatever my final warm up was for the day, my final warm up single, if it was say 5 plates, I would do that hook grip.
Okay.
Then I would go to straps, because I was always saying I was staying with my hands both overhand all the time.
Yep, makes sense.
So after I would do my last warm-up hook grip, then I would go to straps for my sets. And then for my last set, or even sometimes more extreme, just my last rep of my last set, I would take the straps off. So if it was a 3-rep set, sometimes I would do the first 2 with straps, quickly take the straps off and do
The
my
key is
last.
quickly. It has to be quickly, right?
Well, it's
not
like
be any downtime between.
right. Preferably, like to keep it as one.
Would you
set.
sometimes after the second rep just drop it at the top so that you could slide out of
Just
the
be like,
straps
get out of there. Yeah. And then I would do that last one with hook grip. Or a lot of times I would just do all three of the last 3 reps with the hook grip too. And then kind of the same thing next week. And
So basically, at most, though, you're never doing more than 3 reps at a time.
no, and I don't think I
never
ever
going
did.
above like 3 or 4 reps ever in a workout with hook grip.
No, never more than that.
Okay.
But doing it a little bit every single week. And over time that it just got to be really normal for me. And it was saving my thumbs were not like feeling
Like you just
overly abused from it.
yeah, like you just went and took a hammer to them.
Right. The other thing, so that's one side of it. The other thing, and I think I saw someone else say this before, but this really helped with me as I started thinking about it. If I do double overhand, not hook grip, I really dig my hands into it, and I'm like digging the bar into my palm, like getting it deep kind of.
Yep. Isn't the point of hook grip for it to sit a little lower in there?
Well, and that really, like, I needed to just make it sit as low as possible almost, just to where I could still get my two.
To where it's like your thumb is like all that's like keeping this together.
Yeah. And like that actually made it easier, and it felt unnatural. It feels unnatural, I think, at first to be
to
like
not have just this whole thumb slammed in there.
Right. To not just be like have the bar so deep that you're like trying to wrap your fingers around it as much as you can, just to put it in there enough so that you can put those 2 fingers over your thumb. That made a big difference. I think it's just more effective for me at that point. And also a benefit of it, it's like a better starting position, because instead of the bar being here, the bar's here. And you can't, if you're just listening, that doesn't mean anything, but like if it's half an inch farther down your hand or an inch.
You're making your own block pulls at that point, Tanner.
Exactly. So, and that worked. And I went from hook grip. I had tried it like not just 5 different days, but like in 5 points in my lifting life, I had thought, oh yeah, I'm going to do hook grip now. And I try it off and on in a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, this really hurts. This sucks. There's no way I can do this. I'm not going to do it. And by doing those things, especially the frequency thing, that's what made it. So now I feel like my grip is
bulletproof.
I haven't gotten strong enough yet for that to be
a deciding factor.
Oh. And I like it because I like removing the risk of the over under.
Yep.
Although to be fair, I never did have an issue with that, but
it's not an uncommon injury though.
That's true.
Wow. I feel so enlightened over here.
That was the one trick that all trainers will hate me for, though.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Should we do one more ad and get to our guest?
Bust one more out.
Do you want me to go, or are you going? I'll go, and you can prep for the guest over there.
That makes sense.
Okay, Tanner. Today's show is brought to you by the tallest building in South Dakota,
CenturyLink.
Today's show is brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the SPUD Inc. Looper Strap Pack. If you like using chains and lots of it, then you need these straps. These are one of the easiest ways to add chain on the squat, bench press, and overhead press. The looper strap can fit up to 10 chains on the bottom 5 loops, with the option to add even more chain in the adjuster loops. There are several loops on the straps to adjust for training partners of different heights with ease. Chains can be placed at different positions in the adjuster loops so that the chain will load at different parts of the lift to train weak points. With so many other exercises that these straps can be used for in the gym, our only question is, why don't you already own a pair?
It's a fair question.
It's a really good question. Yeah. You can check out these SPUD Inc. Looper straps online at spud-inc-straps.com.
Excellent. Now we're going to get our guest, Big Trey, on the horn. Hopefully. It's always
hopeful.
Hey.
Big Trey, is that you?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Good. You're live on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy.
What's up, Trey?
Hey, Tanner. Hey, Tommy. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to get you on. And for anyone that doesn't know, we haven't said yet, this is your real name, Charles Mitchell III, I think, right? But everyone calls you Trey.
Yes. Yeah, I've been called Trey since I was a kid. It's I don't know, is it like a tradition thing? Like the third generation is called Trey. Like it's always been like that with everything. So I have to explain that every once in a while.
No, we like that. And see, our problem was we had too many power lifters on in a row here. Our guests have been power lifters maybe like the last 4 or 5 weeks. So we knew we needed to get a strong man on to balance things in the world again.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for choosing me, you know.
So a little bit of a background on you. I don't know how many years you've done strongman, but I know over the last 3 or 4 here, especially, you've really come onto the scene strong. You've made World's Strongest Man finals 2 out of the last 3 years. This year in 2021, you finished 4th, just like a
yes, sir.
1.5 off the podium even. So really coming on strong. So what am I missing there? How many years have you been doing strongman?
Been competing for 9 years. Started when I was 18, still in high school. So I turned pro in 2017 at the Strongman Corporation Nationals in Las Vegas that year. And just, kind of blew up from there. Got a bunch of opportunities like right after that to compete at overseas and other bigger competitions. Won the nationals, and right after that was the first year of official strongman games, and won that one. And so that was 2 big competitions, right, one after the other. So that kind of boosted everything. Another big opportunity I got, me and Martins, he invited me to be his partner in official strongman. The ultimate strongman competition, team competition.
Yep.
Yeah. That was 2018, right? I think so. Yeah. That was before I went to America's Strongest Man. And so that was a huge opportunity to get my name out there across the pond and everything.
Yeah. So you have it's interesting that you did start in high school. I didn't know that because I don't think that happens all that often. Were you playing other sports at the time, or did you
Yeah, it was right after I got done with football my senior year. So I wanted to keep doing something physical, didn't want to lose that strength. And so saw it on TV always, growing up, and just talked to my parents into letting me do a competition, little competition in Houston at the Metroflex Houston there. The team division and got first place, and it was like, yeah, I want to keep on doing this. I want to see how far I can go.
So going into that competition, were you training with the implements, or did you just show up and just say, let's see what happens?
Yeah, it was mostly just show up what I could do, but there are some things I could do, what was it? I was doing sled drags with a little tractor tire, just a small, maybe 200 pounds. Maybe I was doing backward sled drags. That was in the event, and I was doing forward sled drags for the truck pull we had. And that was about it. Other than that, it was just winging it.
Yeah. One thing we're for sure wanted to talk to you about was this year in Sacramento, World's Strongest Man 2021, where you did come in 4th. We got a few questions about that and what it's like there, but obviously that was a pretty good competition were you hoping to place that high? Were you hoping to have done even better? Where does 4th fit in with what you think you could have done this year?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm happy with the performance. There's little things here and there that I wish I'd done better on, but I knew I could. I had the opportunity to win it if I performed my best there. But like I said, there was a couple of events that I could have done better, and just Tom Stolman came out of nowhere on some of the events just to blow me out. I was one of the train push or whatever, the turntable.
Yep.
Yeah, he just I was did I go? I think I went second or third on that event, and put up such a good time. It was holding up first place up until the last guy Tom shows up and blows me out for like 3 second lead. Yeah, but the only thing I really wish I had done better on was the keg toss for height.
Yep.
Yeah, if I was just a step back further, it would my last attempt would have gone over, and I had better points. Like the Atlas stones, I could have done better. I was just wore out at that point. Jeff Carone, he beat me by literally a tenth of a second on the Atlas stones. So that probably would have gave me that third place position, beating Maxime.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm happy with my performance there. Just not satisfied.
Was the train push? Was that the event that kind of got screwed up? That something didn't work right, and some people had to go try real hard against something where the brakes were locked up?
Yeah, in the heats, the train pull. We were gonna do a train pull like the traditional arm over arm rope assisted, but who went? It was Johnny Hansen. He went first for Sweden. He went first. Spent a whole minute, trying to strain and trying to get that going. And it's like, I'm just thinking to myself, someone probably forgot the brakes. Yeah. Someone forgot the brakes.
1 minute pulling against that and not moving.
It's like you might as well just be like, "Yep, I'm done."
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to give up. No one's going to give up. But what was weird was because talking with the event tester, Ken, he moved it. It was a little difficult to get it started, but event tester, he was able to complete the whole length of the course. And it was like, this is kind of weird. Something's wrong. And I leaned over to Evan sitting next to me. It's like, make sure they turn the brakes off. And right after I said that, the air brakes release. And well, Evan goes, he spends maybe 30 seconds trying to strain. They cut it, because they thought the brakes were released, but apparently it was so hot that day. It was like the mechanism was messing up. So if they released the engine brakes, the cart brakes would activate, and so on and so forth. Going back and forth. So we spent maybe an hour trying to figure that out, and then 2 hours of us just waiting around in the athletes room, just trying while the event coordinators try to figure out what they were going to do. So 3 hours go by. We finally, go out there and like, we're going to just push the engine.
So when you guys have a delay like that, that's, I would assume, unexpected compared to the rest of your time there. Like, are guys getting like pissed off that you're waiting that long, or are people like, it's just the way it goes and no one really cares?
I would say a little frustrated, but that's part of Strongman too. Like, no one was expecting that. Even the event manager, coordinators, they weren't expecting it to happen like that. It was just the weather, and they didn't test it before. They just tested before the competition started. They didn't do anything after that, so they weren't expecting the brakes to seize up. But we got a long enough break, and they agreed to go after. I went first since I was going to be third in that after Evan. So I went first, and Mark, and then Tom. We went, and then we let Evan go before Johnny, since Johnny spent a whole minute, straining, and Evan only spent 30 seconds. So they agreed, and that's part of Strongman, trying to figure out the events, even during the whole competition.
Well,
as one person.
What about World's Strongest Man? With that being at the core, it's still a TV show. you as one of the competitors there, does it feel a lot different to you when you're competing? Is there enough stuff that they do that just seems different than a normal competition that you're that it kind of feels weird that you're always like around this film recording schedule, or does it kind of flow like a normal competition still would to you?
It's, for the past 3 years, it's been pretty different for my experience. Like, first year seemed kind of in between a competition and TV show. Like, there were some times where they were just taking too long to do retakes, and then last year it was definitely all TV show, in my opinion. More TV show than competition. And this year it seemed, more competition. It ran a lot better. There was some hiccups here and there, like any competition, and I think it ran well this year, more competition wise. Like last year, there was few minor mistakes that could have been done a lot better. That was definitely TV show related.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Another thing we were talking about in Strongman, especially even at the highest level, it seems like you guys are all cheering for each other. You're talking about sitting there talking to Evan, and I'm sure you got a group of guys that you hang out with in particular, but it does seem like you're kind of always cheering for it. Everyone's always kind of cheering for everyone else, but I wondered, is there anyone out there, I'm not saying that you dislike, but that you would ever find yourself cheering for less or not cheering for, kind of maybe thinking, yeah, I'm not gonna wish bad on you, but maybe you could just not do so well here. Do you ever have any of that with the other competitors?
Sometimes, like towards the end of the competition, when it gets really close, I'm not really cheering for the other competitors, but we're always, we always want everyone to do their best and give the best performance. You don't want to beat, someone on their worst day.
Right. But
it's not kind of fun that way.
There's nobody that's like stolen your tacky in the warm-up room that you really hate now and that you want to screw up.
I know this year, since me and Tom were in the same group again, like last year, but we were in the same group this year. Everybody was asking, what do you, if this happens, who do you think you think you could beat Tom in the stone off to get to the finals? It's like, man, I just, I'm not one of the guys that would, make a big prediction or like that. But I bet there was a couple of people betting behind the scenes, like if that happened.
I think some people would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about Tom too, you're in a group of USA strongman competitors. There's a big group of you that have, much like you over the last few years, really broken onto the scene and started making the finals and really competing well. And UK also has a strong group of lifters too. I'm wondering where do you think the better talent pool of strongmen comes from, USA or UK?
Talent. I would say talent-wise, I'd say USA. We have, some big monsters. Like, there's a few, like UK's, like Luke Stolman. Like, he just works his butt off. I know that. Him and Tom are lucky enough to have each other to train so well together. But like the USA, like we all of us work our butts off because we all are separated by so big a distance. Like even my fellow, Texan, Gabriel Pena, he's 8 hours away from me, so I can't really train with him. So I would say the USA has a bigger talent pool. We have so many big pullers, big pressers, and just all around dudes.
Yeah.
Would you say though, as far as the next strongest country, is it safe to say the UK is right up there?
Yeah, that's safe to say. Like they have the same amount of people competing in World Strongest Men as U.S. and all the other countries just maybe one or two that's world level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. It seems like you guys at the top level of the sport of strongman and we've mentioned this before with some other people that we've had on, but in the last couple of years, it seems like there's kind of been a passing of the torch that for so long it was Big Z and Brian and then Half Thor that were in there as kind of like the perennial favorites every single year to win. And then, Big Z having retired, Thor having retired, Shaw's still competing, but hasn't won in a few years now. Obviously, do you feel like that's kind of is what it's been like, that it's been passed on to some of you guys that have got in and been successful more recently?
Yeah, it's starting to get that way where the younger fellows are starting to win the competitions, and the older competitors like Brian, he's kind of getting up in age, but he's still putting up a great performance. He came in second at this World's Strongest Man, and he won his competition back last year, and only winning one event, I believe so. But it's it's definitely coming to the new age of us younger competitors. This, Tom Novikov, me, Bobby Thompson, and Evan Singleton. It's coming to us pretty soon. I know Novikov and Tom, they already won World Strongest Man. It's just a bad time till someone else from the new generation of strongman.
Yep. Big Trey, we don't usually do this, but maybe it'd be kind of funny. We've got an ad. We have a couple podcast sponsors, and we've got one that kind of hits closer to home for you. So I'm going to read that ad quick, and then after it's over, maybe we'll see if you have any feedback on this company then too. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. This podcast episode is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Capps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them and calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy Capps started looking at the bars with an intent to change them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set on the legendary Texas Power Bar. Trey, did you know all that about Texas Power Bars?
Yeah, I knew a whole lot about them. I used to, something not quite known. I used to work out at my local high school gym for the years, and they were fitted with all Texas Power Bars and all that stuff, and I used them, loved them, for deadlifts, pressing, squats. Used them all the time for that.
That's a legit high school weight room to have Texas Power Bars.
That's true.
I know mine didn't have them.
No.
Texas thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You buy the best for the first time.
That's right.
I've always wanted one of their squat bars, but I never got around to buying them just yet.
Well, have you ever done have you never competed in a powerlifting meet before, have you?
Not an official one. I did this these CrossFitters, they put on this whole deal of different events in this one thing. And they had Olympic weightlifting, then powerlifting, then they called it roughneck. It was strongman, but the events were 2 minutes long and for as many as you can. So yeah, and then a CrossFit event, and they did it all in one day. And I went there just to do the strongman event, but you know, it was going to be at the end of the day, towards the end of the day. So I did the powerlifting before that, and you know, that was my only powerlifting competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
got.
go. Yeah. How did you do?
I got like a 1880 total,
Okay.
I think.
Yep.
I did a 700-pound squat, 455 bench, and a 750. No, not 750. 715 deadlift.
Okay. Oh.
You there, Trey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Cut out on us for a second there or something. Another thing we've noticed is when we watch you compete, sometimes it seems like you're wearing a lot less equipment than some of the other competitors. Is that, you know, maybe on certain events you're not wearing as many sleeves and you're not plastered and stuff as often? Is that something that is that right? Do you think are we noticing that correctly?
Yeah, like I usually don't wear a whole lot of equipment. Like I don't like, it's kind of gets in the way most of the time. I think like the most equipment I wear is usually on overhead pressing in the competition, you know, and that's just wrist wraps, elbow sleeves, belt, and knee sleeves.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you don't get like a ton out of the equipment, or is it purely just a comfort thing?
Both. Like I've tried, like this World's Strongest Man, I tried to get into using a squat suit and knee wraps for the squat event, but I don't feel like I get stronger with that equipment. It makes me feel weaker, you know, like it takes more time to get into it, and it's just too much of a hassle. Like you have to train in it to be good in it. You can't just throw it on, you know, every once in a while to be decent at it for the competition. But it just made me feel weaker. Like I wouldn't even use the knee wraps all the time. I would just throw it on the last couple of, you know, sets, and like the next workout, like the weight felt heavier. And it's just like, this doesn't make sense. But like, I'm strong enough without the equipment. There's no reason to put it on.
Well, can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I got last year at World's Strongest Man, I had to squat, and my heat got 11 reps with the 700, and beat Novikov, that one World's Strongest Man, that got 10 reps.
Right.
So I think I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Trey, we've got this game we like to play with everyone that we have on. It's called Overrated, Underrated, and we got a special set of Trey Mitchell topics that we'll run down with you. And all you have to do is let us know if each one is overrated or underrated, but you can't ride the line on it. You got to come up with one or the other, and you can elaborate as much or as little as you want to on each one. So if you're ready to play, we'll get them firing over to you.
All righty, man.
All right. Overrated or underrated cowboy hats?
Underrated. Everybody should have a cowboy hat. You know. It blocks the sun. It's great for the heat. And it's just fashionable.
It seems like it's kind of your signature look. Have you always had a cowboy hat?
Yeah, like that cowboy hat was a birthday gift, like from my dad back when I was 18, and like it's kind of like a lucky token now for strongman competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it fits the Texas vibe for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I like that style too, where it comes up and has the bowl head.
Yep.
But it's not like the other styles you normally see.
Yeah.
All right. Overrated or underrated? Having the same name as your dad.
Overrated.
Have you ever had issues with like mix-ups, like whether it's just with other people or like even with like legal stuff in the government?
The only thing that comes to mind is like we have the same chiropractor, and at the beginning it was a real hassle because we had the same name in the system, so
Yeah.
like scheduling kind of went haywire, and the receptionist girls would get confused. But that's about it.
If you had a son someday, would you name him? Would you pass on the name again?
Yeah, totally.
So what's the nickname for the fourth?
I don't think there is one. It's just called him.
Oh,
You're just the fourth.
You got dibs on making that
the
one.
Quattro.
Yeah, the Quattro.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Overrated or underrated truck pulls?
Underrated. I really like that event. Like, it's one of the signature strongman events. Growing up, you always see it in the competition, and all the normal people. I do strongman. It's like, what's that? You ever see those guys that pick up boulders and pull fire trucks? Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's signature strongman. So I really like that event. It's really strength and conditioning all in one event. You don't really see that a whole lot.
And did you have a post a while back, like with just an insane blood blister on your foot? Was that from a truck pull?
Yeah, that was from the 2019 truck. We had monster trucks, and just got a insane blister underneath.
That looked awful.
That thing was like inches across. It looked like.
Yeah, I would say it was a good 2 inches right there.
Oh.
So has that ever happened to you before or after?
No, it hasn't. What happened, I think, the reason was I did the truck pull without socks to get more grip. Like, that's what rock climbers do. To get more grip with the shoes, they go without socks, and I tried to do that since I wasn't able to really train that event that year. So I tried to get more grip out of it, and just that same blister came up after that. But sometimes I'll get a little bit of blistering, training it really hard, but it's no blood blister. It's just a little bit of soreness.
Yeah, that was a blood blister. It was black.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had that for the entire competition that year.
Ooh, that does not sound fun.
Since that was the first event that year.
Welcome to World's Strongest Man.
Yeah. Overrated or underrated Texas Roadhouse?
Overrated. Yeah. Their food's not that good.
It's been a long
time.
Go ahead.
You'll know what you get when you go there, but it's you don't get that much for what you pay for, in my opinion.
Does it feel like it has that authentic Texas style though, or do they not capture that either?
I mean, the flavors I would say are Texas. Other than that, it's kind of overrated.
Yeah.
The biscuits are good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good news. You passed overrated, underrated, so you won the game.
Yay!
I could hear the relief there.
It's just as good as fourth at World's Strongest Man, I would assume. No, that's good. That's good. That's awesome. That kind of wraps up what we're wanted to talk to you about. We really appreciate having you on, and we look forward to watching what you do next. What's your next competition? Do you know where or when you'll be competing again next?
Yes, my next competition is the Brian Shaw Classic.
Oh, okay.
It's at the end of August in 2 weeks.
Well, we hope you go and beat Brian and steal his show.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Then next year it's going to be called the Trey Mitchell Classic.
Yeah. We're going to move it to Texas.
Yeah.
My bad, Colorado.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Is there anything else you wanted to get out there? Anything you want to tell people?
You want to plug the sponsor or something?
You have at it.
It's just a Team Affinity, like Team Affinity USA. They make some really good supplements that haven't found a single one that I don't really like. They make good workouts and other supports. Like, if you haven't seen lately that's taken the world. They have a liquid chalk that they named Alien Grip Jizz. Just that name.
Sounds
Just that
intense.
name catches people. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like taking over, Strongman, just from that name, it captures people's attention. And then, like, it makes a good product. You don't only have to do like one application at the beginning of the workout and lasts almost the entire workout. Team Fendi USA, really good supplements and other products. I have a SPUD, but everybody knows about them.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Trey.
Yeah, thanks.
All right,
Bye.
catch you later.
Catch you.
Well,
Good stuff, Tommy. What do you think?
Cool beans.
those are not Texas Roadhouse beans, though.
No,
those are
served
Texas
hot.
beans.
In Texas at the Roadhouse, they serve those hot. They don't like cool beans there.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be really be interesting to see if he breaks into the podium spot next year.
I mean, he's got the potential to do it. No
Yep.
doubt about that.
Yep. It's funny how when the placing's all so close and the points are so close, it's only just like a thing here or there, and he could have been second place.
That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's like one guy, like you don't even, like it could be you didn't even change anything. One guy just messes up one thing, and then
Right.
you're in a completely different spot. So.
Right. Hit him up with the Texas Power Bar ads.
But thinking, I'm really glad this is happening to me.
The first time we've read an ad to
It was
Yes,
relevant. I'm just
yeah.
thinking, is they're going to read a hybrid ad to him? I don't get what the connection is here.
Yeah.
What game is Tanner playing? Oh, yeah. I forgot. We haven't done the Texas Power Bar ad yet.
Yes. Want to hear a couple podcast reviews?
Let's do it.
Okay. These are all 5 stars.
Oh.
I'll tell you that. This first one's from Kirk Brew. He said, was going to give 1 star, but after endless hours of listening and realizing I'll never be first to comment on the YouTubes, I've learned the content is top-notch and entertaining. Also, the beans are too cool to give less than 4.9 rating. Good. Next one is from DJ Vest 93. I've learned nothing and I can't stop listening. Follow me on Instagram for subpar lifts. Nice.
A plug.
For
Perfect.
himself. I think plugging yourself in our podcast reviews is an underrated
advertising method.
Yeah. Okay, this last one here is from Smokey.Strong, titled The Road to World Domination. I have listened to 200 plus episodes and can verify that it's definitely a podcast about nothing. But sit back, drink your piping hot Pamplemousse LaCroix, and enjoy the biggest podcast from Western Northeast South Dakota. To quote one listener, thanks for what you do with the podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everyone keeps tuning in. You give a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understanding on how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength. One could say they make things better than they are in real life. To quote the Prime Minister of Kansas, they talk funny. The Aberdeen Magazine may say the podcast is overrated, but I give it 5 J.D. Power and Associates Awards for being most underrated in its class. Aberdeen Magazine reference.
Slight
Great.
correction there. Aberdeen Magazine actually didn't say anything at all. So
That's true. Not to our face. Behind closed doors.
Yeah, I would imagine they've said,
Yeah,
why are we getting tagged so much in all of this stuff? What's going on here?
Why should we
Social media is really booming today.
Yeah.
What's going on? Oh my God.
It's the Massenomics crowd again. They're all harassing us about something. We don't understand it. We think it's bad, but we're not sure.
Why are we in memes? How did this happen?
What is a meme?
How did I get in this meme?
How did I get in this bloody meme? Austin Powers runs Aberdeen Magazine.
Yep.
So that was our podcast ads. Do we want to hear one more? Sorry, I said that was our podcast.
One more
ad.
podcast ad?
That was our podcast
I thought
reviews.
you were going to surprise me,
No,
Tanner.
no, I was putting the old cart before
You
the
said
horse.
one more and you're grabbing papers over
Yeah.
there. I don't know
I
what
do-
you
I do-
printed out some.
No, I do have one more ad here for us
Okay,
to talk
okay.
about. You mentioned hybrid performance method earlier.
I did. I might have said something about it.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly who I was going to talk
Oh.
about. So our friends over at Hybrid Performance, Steffi and Hayden, We've got this advertisement from them. Hybrid Performance Method is your solution to strength. No BS training, nutrition, and education for the hybrid athlete. Get access to proven programs that have delivered life-changing gains and podium finishes for thousands of people. Take your training and nutrition to the next level. Get a personalized nutrition plan plus a dedicated coach in your corner, helping you navigate your nutrition journey. Head into every workout and every day knowing that you will be challenged and end the day better than when you started. And who doesn't want that? Do you want to end the day
I
worse
want to
than when
end the
you
day.
started?
I want to end the day better.
Yeah.
Every time.
That just makes every day is the best day of your life.
Does that mean today is the worst day of my life then? Because tomorrow's going to be even better.
No, today's the best day of your life, and then tomorrow's the best day of your life.
Yesterday was the worst day of my life then because they're only getting better from there.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's a worser day, but in real time, it's still the best day.
Okay.
Visit them at Hybrid.
I guess it depends if you're looking forward or backwards, right?
And
yeah,
here
but we
at
only look
Massenomics,
forward.
We only look forward, onward and upward, except for when we constantly review everything that we've done.
Well, yeah, but besides that one thing, it's only forward always.
Onward and upward, just like the arrow in our logo.
Exactly.
Up and to the right.
That's
just like our profit margins.
That's the way we go.
We have a discount code with Hybrid Performance Method. It's MASS, right? MASS in all caps. And that'll save you 5% off of everything that you get from them and for the life of those memberships, whether it's training, nutrition, any of their courses. Use code MASS, MASS. That'll save you that 5% forever. So thank you, Hybrid Performance Method, for that. Tommy, what if you were to tell people what to buy from us right now? What would you tell them to buy from us?
Ooh, what to buy? Wow.
If you could limit it to just like 20 or 30 things.
I was going to say, the easier list is always what not to buy than what to buy.
I would not buy the stuff we're out of stock of. I would
don't
buy
buy
all
those.
the things that we're in.
Usually shouldn't buy the hats.
Yeah, don't buy the hats.
Outside of that,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
You can kind of buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
But, our new stuff's always good. And when I say new, I mean the newest stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have anything new at this very second, but we had some the pinup tee and the Power Hungry tee come out about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Those are pretty banging. If you really want to live on the wild side and break the rules, there are new hats in there. The Massenomics varsity hat in snapback and flex fit.
Arnold did say break the rules. That was one
of his rules is break the rules. Yeah. So I don't know if that's kind of like following the rules then or breaking the rules. It's kind of tricky.
That is.
But either way,
that's a classic conundrum.
You could just double down and buy more t-shirts too, though.
That's always a good idea.
That is. We do have a few limited edition banners in there that only pop up once every so often.
Once every blue moon.
Might want to hop on those and tanks. Tank season's almost done, so you should probably get
not
those.
Not the tanks that you drive around
not
and
those.
Terrorize cities with.
Not those.
The kind that you
tops.
put on your upper torso.
A few of those are almost out of certain sizes, so hop on that if they still got your size. Otherwise, buy more t-shirts.
I think that's all real good advice for the people.
Just practical,
that's
solid
sage
tips.
Advice. Yeah. That's coming from someone that knows.
And knows a thing or two about buying t-shirts.
Yes. So yes, buy them. You can sign up to become a supporting member of the Massenomics podcast. We'd love to see that. Makes you a friend of the podcast primarily.
Obviously, that's the main benefit.
You could become a friend. We've got a few different levels of supporting membership you can sign up with, each with their own very specific, very well-defined rewards that you get in return for those supporting memberships. Mm-hmm. They're almost limitless. The list of rewards,
unlimited rewards, kind of like your credit card. Just you just spend a bunch of money and you just get more money back.
We're on like a 10-to-1 ratio, so like for every $1 you spend on supporting memberships, we give you 10x that in rewards in return. So you're for sure getting.
We're
the
still
better
determining the reward denomination and all that, but it'll be
what
10
they're
of something.
redeemable for. You're going to get billions of rewards points, but the price to like buy them back.
The transaction rate is still being figured out. Inflation and all that's kind of
overall you're not getting anything.
Yeah,
but,
probably not.
Yeah, but it's still.
But there's a high transaction rate though. So.
Yes. So sign up to become a supporting member. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the podcast on YouTube if you haven't before. Leave us one of those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts that we're just reading. We'll get to yours someday. We're getting into them all. It's just we're
slowly but surely.
Yeah, we'll
one
get to them
episode
all.
at a time.
Leave us one in there. We're really hoping to hit that 400 someday, so we can do something big in honor of the 400 5-star reviews. We're getting close to the road, so please leave us one and help us get there. We've got big ideas.
We do got big ideas.
We just got to make those become big reality, and you're the ones that can help us do it. I think that's about it. Follow us on TikTok. TikTok booming. TikTok is just
going wild over there.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's just like the closest thing to a party on your phone.
Yeah, we're going to get rich off TikTok. I can feel it already. Tens of people on TikTok can't be wrong.
Nope. No. They definitely went out of their way to join. So
Yes.
They know something.
Yep. And Tommy, where do they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
Follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.